You say you jumped at the chance, but for a lot of people with your illustrious background as an entrepreneur, you might be thinking about the next business or probably a bevy of other opportunities. Why did you jump at the chance to do this specifically?
Look, I grew up playing sports and sports is a passion of mine. So the idea to be able to merge something I love, which is sports, with what I do, which is building businesses and communities and products, is really a dream come true. The more interesting question is, what do you know about soccer? And the answer to that is nothing. I didn't even know the National Women's Soccer League existed. I didn't know it was the third iteration of women's professional soccer and it was going into its eighth year. And I didn't grow up playing soccer. So not only did I have to learn how to build a sports business, but I also had to educate myself on the sports, really get to understand it and love it. And, being a sports fan, that was really fun. I've absolutely fallen in love with the sport. Probably do think it's the best sport in the world. And so that was really fun too. Just that, as you get older, sometimes it's hard to, learn new things, right? Or learn new businesses, and to make it be one that I'm just so personally passionate about was really exciting.
When you are a club that's founded on ideals like the ones you outlined, right. A lot of clubs are just, hey, I love this sport. It'd be cool to have a club. When the mission kind of from day one is a lot bigger and grander, quite frankly, and more altruistic, how much has that infused what you've been building over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I would say that is one of the biggest challenges we faced. From the beginning, Natalie was very clear that she wanted to build an organization where mission and capital could coexist, where we could lead with purpose, but also be profitable, because we recognized that if we were forming Angel City as differently as we were, which is to say three female founders that are building this club like it's a startup. So raising money as we go. Traditionally, when you buy a franchise, right, or you move a team, you have the net worth requirements to fund the business. So Natalie, Carey, and I did not have the net worth requirements, nor did we have a stadium at the time. We're fortunate that we live here in Los Angeles, where there are two dedicated specific soccer stadiums, not to mention the Rose Bowl and SoFi and the Coliseum. So we felt fairly comfortable that we could find a place to play, but it was not the way it was typically done. And so we knew that if we were going to build the company differently, the club differently, we also needed to have different results than 90% of the other clubs, which, to be honest, just don't make money. A lot of investments in sports is a vanity project by the owner, or they have such an upside down P&L because they're building stadiums, or their salary cap is so high, or there isn't a salary cap, that it's just really hard for it to be economical purely on the business of the sport. If you take away maybe the real estate investments that go alongside it, or the other commercial properties that they try to build into their organization. So for us, from day one, it was lead with purpose and passion to drive to profitability. We're going to give back to the community. We're going to have an impact in Los Angeles, but we're also going to be profitable to show that there are different ways to build a business.
The marketplace that you're building this in is very crowded. Two NFL teams, two NBA teams, a WNBA team, MLB, NHL, USC, UCLA, and of course, two MLS teams. How do you stand out in that extremely crowded sports marketplace?
It's a great question. I'm actually glad you asked that. I mean, that is one of the questions we got often when we were trying to raise money, which is, how do you stand out? With Angel City, we just recognized that if we build a great product, it's just not going to be an issue, right? Nobody thought after Chivas folded that there would be another second professional MLS club in Los Angeles, let alone one as successful as LAFC that has sold out every single game since they've started. Nobody thought football, NFL football, would come back to Los Angeles. And now we have two professional teams, the Rams and the Chargers. And I've been to games and they are packed. So if you can build a product that people have an emotional connection with, if you can build a product that people fall in love with, you can find your niche. With Angel City, we approach this again very differently, where we're going to lead with purpose and build our community through impact. And then obviously on top of that, build in an entertaining, engaging, joyful experience, which we just haven't gotten to yet. But we're, I think, laying the foundation for that. We have a 12-person street team that's out at events every single day, meeting the community, getting to know them, making them part of Angel City. We currently have 4 supporter groups that I think is going to grow, maybe double in size by the time we take the pitch. And then as it relates to ticket sales, as I mentioned, everything Angel City does has an element of purpose. So back in March, when we launched seat deposits, we partnered with Nike so that for every seat deposit we received, we would donate a sports bra to a young girl in need. Very early on in our conversations with Renata Simrel, who runs the LA84 Foundation, she told us that the number one reason young girls stop playing sports is because they can't afford a sports bra. Wow. And that really stuck with us. And we wanted to find a way to authentically and meaningful have an impact. So we partnered with Nike when we started selling seat deposits, again, leading with our purpose. This is how Angel City is different. This is how supporting Angel City can have a greater impact. And just at the end of September, we started flipping seat deposits to season ticket holders, focusing on that first. And, I'm incredibly proud to say with 5 months to go until we take the pitch for the first time, we are playing at the Bank of California. We have sold out of all of our premium seats. We have sold north of 11,000 season ticket holders, and we're not done yet. And we're still working our way towards individual sales and group sales. But I feel incredibly grateful that, the message and what Angel City stands for has been able to break through, these other teams whereby, we can find our audience. And there's definitely overlap with the other sports teams, but being a fan and supporter of Angel City just means something different.